Welcome back to SourceFedNERD. I'm Philip Molina.
And I'm Sam Basher. Wonder Woman's release date is quickly approaching. Up until right now, a good chunk of the plot has been kept under wraps. Specifically, we were officially in the dark about who the villain would be.
Though we did have our suspicions. And now it's official. It's the God of War. Not that one. Wrong picture, please. Thank you. We are talking Ares.
Yeah.
And heads up, we're going to get into spoilers in case you consider knowing anything at all about a movie a spoiler.
I do. This comes to us from Studio Ciné Live, a French publication that was able to sit down with some of the people who were behind the Wonder Woman movie. The article has been translated from French and it reads, "Behind these scientific formulas, there is a deadly gas that could well annihilate humanity." Now, it turns out that this is precisely the goal of Ares, the god of war. He is jealous of humanity, which is a creation of his father, the deceased Zeus. He was killed by Ares when he rebelled against him with the help of the Amazons.
Okay, we gotta unpack this one a little bit, because there's a lot going on in that quote. Also, keep in mind, that's a real rough translation. Sam and I only took high school French.
And a petite Rosetta Stone.
But specifically, are they saying we're gonna see some Greek gods duking it out on screen? The god of lightning and like everything versus the god of war? Also, have we already seen these gods in the Wonder Woman trailers? And it said kind of like a rebellion against Zeus with help from the Amazons. Are the Amazons bad guys? There is a confusing quote. For answers, we go to the comics.
Actually, many of those questions we might not answer.
Oh. Okay.
But we could focus on the big one. Who is Ares? Most of you studied Greek mythology in elementary school, but if you didn't, Ares is the god of war, the son of Zeus. Cool.
I'm god of nothing, son of Silvio.
Cool.
Easily impressed. Real quick, I'll say that the idea of the Amazonians rebelling against Zeus is probably just a grammar error in the translation. We're pretty sure it's going to be a storyline where Ares has the Amazonians enslaved, and then they rebel against him with the help of Zeus.
There we go. Right.
Yeah.
But diving further into the history of DC Comics, things start to get more complicated because it's comics. Ares is probably one of Wonder Woman's most notable and longest running adversaries. The Joker to the Batman, the Lex Luthor to Superman.
The Sam to the Whitney.
Oh, now they know. Let the fan fiction begin. And thus the relationship has molded and changed over the decades, but more or less it's always been Ares want war, Diana no want war. Ares and Diana fight, Diana win.
Ares' powers usually consist of super strength and super speed and super healing, the standard super trio, but also the ability to know how to wield any and all weapons, and sometimes the ability to sway people into acting out their most violent thoughts.
And the most notable attribute of Ares has been that he's able to feed off of aggression. The more conflict, the more powerful he is. What better way to become the god of gods than have the entire world at war?
World
I said that poorly, but we're gonna roll with it.
World War.
World War.
Which explains why they'd have the war to end all wars be the setting of this film. It's the first time that something has happened at this scale. It's the World War I. So Ares is most likely planning to use the collective aggression to wipe out mankind, and also probably to take over Olympus, since that's, you know, the plan of like every god ever in the history of Greek mythology.
I love it.
Unrelated or about what I was talking about? Oh, just a movie Nutty Professor.
Breaking news, we just got an update translation of the Studio Cine article and it clarifies some points. Why did Zeus create the Amazons? Ares is one of the biggest hits in the world. To restore harmony between them, Zeus created the Amazons that Ares reduced into slavery. The Amazons revolt with the help of Zeus, who will die of the hand of his son, having had time to find Themyscira, their haven of peace.
Well, there we go. That cleared it all up. French translations aren't great with grammar. Now, some just lingering thoughts and questions I have. Since Ares is vulnerable to magic, it would make a lot of sense that those images that we've seen of Diana like stealing a mystical looking sword could maybe be the god killer sword that she would have to use against Ares. Also, is Ares still gonna be a shapeshifter? Because if so, there's a decent chance we've already seen him in the trailer.
Right, it would make a lot of sense if it was Danny Houston in disguise.
Yeah, Ares is just pretending to be the actor Danny Houston, just like hanging out in our real world.
That man's been alive for a long time, never aging.
Like, he gets like pumped up when I get pissy.
Right?
But also, Danny Houston could instead just be the Duke of Deception. It's a demigod that works under Ares, and Ares could be like a person we haven't even seen yet. For instance, I'm pretty sure we still don't even know who David Thewlis is playing yet.
Whatever happens, I appreciate that Wonder Woman is going up against her first adversary from the comics. Ares' first appearance was all the way back in Wonder Woman #1, Volume 1 in 1942. So what better way to showcase Dinah's first solo outing than with her first villain? Yay!
Well done. So what do you guys think Ares' deal is gonna actually be in the Wonder Woman film? Is Danny Houston our first live-action DC God of War? And if Ares is gonna shapeshift, are we gonna get that badass suit of armor? It looks like the Lord of the Rings ring race, and I really want it.
Ooh, or we can get that greasy, barefoot, old man version of Ares in New 52. Which one's better? You let us know in the comments down below.
You don't have to let us know.
Are you guys even still excited for this movie?
I am. I'm super excited. Be sure to like this video, share it around, subscribe to this channel, and you know what? Do not forget to click that stupid little notification icon with the bell on the SourceFedNERD channel page on the YouTube app, because that way your phone tells you when we be finished with a new video that we made for you.
When we be finished with a new video.
Don't mock the way I talk good.
I have been this ambassador.
And I'm a shapeshifter. I choose to look like this. Bye.
Bye.
And yet, they can't all be winners, and to remind us of the films that should be tossed into a burning garbage fire is the yearly Razzie Awards. Did you know that binge watching on streaming platforms is actually terrible for the environment, and you're probably a bad garbage person if you do it?